Thank you all for joining and attending this webinar. So as most of you probably know, we were recently acquired by Nitro, and some of you might wonder how we got there. So of course, our intention to share as much as possible information with you, and we want to get to know each other a little bit because there are a lot of people from Nitro joining here and also on the side of Connective, of course. So it would be nice to share some experience and of course inform you on how you can upscale your productivity and work in the most efficient way by sharing our easy end-to-end offering. I'm gonna go to the next slides. So a quick introduction. As you can see, I am joined here today by the lovely Sam Torphy, who is a Chief Product Officer at Nitro. And I am Emmanuel Herpels, the Customer Success responsible for the existing clients within Benelux. So I'm more on the connective side, while Sam Torphy is more in the Nitro, but together we're now all Nitronauts. So for the agenda of today, who are we? So we're gonna introduce ourselves a little bit and also the product in our portfolios. And of course, why Connective was acquired by Nitro. This is something I will leave up to Sam Torphy because he will have a better perspective on that. Then the part of the market. So what is the situation today, specific for our industry and how we position us in that market? Then the opportunity, so how we believe that our solutions can complement each other. And of course, they may interest your specific business needs, but also the impact it can have from a business perspective and an operational perspective. Then the key business priorities. So after going through an analysis of the industry, there are a few topics that come out of this research that are believed to be the key in business practices. So we want to share those with you and also highlight some elements in this. And then finally, what is believed to be the Nitro difference, the additional value, and the uniqueness. So we're going to give a little bit more of an insight on that. Finally, we will end this presentation with a Q&A. So feel free to reach out during the presentation in the chat to us with all of your questions. We will answer them at the end of the presentation. And afterwards, you will also receive an email with the presentation, all the questions and answers, and a recording. All right, so we will go to the next slide. Then I will leave the floor is all yours, Sam.
All right, Emmanuel, thank you so much. It's wonderful to be with you today. And for those of you I haven't met, my name is Sam Thorpe. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Nitro. And we couldn't be more excited to join forces with Connective and share that news and a little bit about why we have come together. Since 2005, Nitro has worked to really democratize document productivity and digital transformation. And we've really done that specializing in PDF productivity, e-sign, and analytics. We've really strived to work with our customers in a way that moves these tools beyond the fortunate few from a cost perspective into a way of working that can provide these tools to your entire organization and really up level in a step function manner productivity across the organization. Since 2014, Connective has been building high trust e-signature solutions, specializing in QES and AES qualified and advanced electronic signatures. And like Nitro, Connective's approach is very customer friendly, focused on signature strength and quality and validation, and in a transactional model in a way that empowers you to really, again, blink at the entirety of your organization with high trust e-signature capabilities. So bringing these two companies together really allows us to add more value across the entirety of the document and contract lifecycle. And again, we just couldn't be more proud about what this combined solution looks like and can't wait to share more about it with you. Now, this acquisition actually enhances our global office and employee footprint significantly. So Nitro and Connective together, we are very much a global organization. We have offices across Belgium, France, Ireland, London, Australia, Canada, and the United States. Really our goal is to have both global capabilities paired with local expertise and local regulatory knowledge to assist our customers. In addition, we actually have data centers not only in the EU, but now in North America and Australia to address data sovereignty and data residency requirements. So again, very excited about coming together. And if you go to the next slide, this union really plays into our collective strategy. So digital transformation has advanced in quantum levels over the last few years, induced by the pandemic, and in many ways it has changed in absolute terms the way we've worked. We have had to certainly adapt our businesses and become increasingly digital, and really in a manner of capitulation, and moving from a cost savings view of IT into really a strategic and modernization set of initiatives. And so the pandemic has really shifted remote work and putting pressure on our ability to adapt from a strategy, a tooling, and a security perspective. So being able to have the right tools, apply the right configurations and security, and then even offer the way that we interact with our customers in providing identity assurance and verification for onboarding processes, membership signups, and so forth. It's really a new world. And what we're finding generally with our customers is that there's a preference to work with a single vendor. So we continue to expand our product portfolio, and in the spirit of the way that we do business, to make everything as easy to implement and as highest value as possible to customers. So I want to show you a little bit about what our solution looked like actually pre-Connective. And so we are building a solution that we call the Nitro Productivity Platform, and that is really a collection of it's really a solution that delivers immense value across the entirety of the document lifecycle. So everything from document authoring, conversion, and security, all the way into then the contracting and workflow process, through then to workflow automation and integrations, and being able to connect with important systems like Salesforce or Microsoft Power Automate and other third-party proprietary systems, and then have a powerful SDK and API that can be used for desktop or server-based automation. And then really analytics is a huge differentiator for us as well, being able to understand and measure and manage your digital transformation journey, standardization across the deployment, and opportunities for optimization. So this is really the Nitro Productivity Platform. I do want to now pass it back to Emmanuelle to share Connective's product set, and then she's actually going to show how this comes together with our document productivity platform to really, again, enhance the offering measurably. So excited to share that with you. Over back to you, Emmanuelle.
Thank you, Sam. Well, to give you a short introduction of the three solutions that Connective has to offer, and of course, we will also highlight how we can complement our offering together with the offering of Nitro that Sam just explained to you. So going through the complete flow, really digitalizing your end-to-end. So starting with the identification hub, really showing the know your customer, who's on the other side of your screen, by reading out or authenticating the identity of the clients. We have a broad offering that supports different identity schemes or methods all over the globe. And then, of course, this information that is read out can simplify an onboarding process. You can pour it into a template, and everything is very easy integratable through the API. So once you have this information of your clients, thinking about, for example, the onboarding process, you can use this in our smart documents sketch tool. So this is actually a generation document tool with all the information that you gather from the Identity Hub. You can pour it into certain templates that are based on conditions. So just by creating one simple template with different conditions, you can generate a broad amount of different documents. And once this is all set up, it can fully run automated. So it can simplify your workflows. You don't always have to customize all of your templates or documents depending on the use case. You have just one simple template that can generate different scenarios or support different scenarios. And then, of course, once the contract has been generated, it can be sent to the e-signatures solution, which is also highlighted as a solution. It's possible to access it through a standalone or the Open REST API, which is, of course, very user-friendly for all of your integrators. And then depending on the region, we have specific signing methods with different legal values that also have a look at the different methods that need to be supported or the different use cases so they can match your needs. And then, of course, it is very important taking that security data protection aspect into consideration. We go through an audit every 2 years, and we've also obtained a qualified trusted service provider certificate just to make sure that you don't have to worry about the legal risk you take into using our solutions. And we support different types of regulations, the AIDAS, UETA. So it can be used from anywhere at any time in the world. And again, we also have all of our solutions are accessible through the API. And then we also have different connectors that we offer so they can match your current workflows or applications that you use. So taking a look at the overview that Nitro has to offer right now, you can see now the elements that have been added by Connective. So of course, for the e-signature, the PDF productivity, that's of course something that Nitro tries in. They're an expert. It's something that is not part of the Connective offering. So when we take a look at the e-signatures part, there has been the simple e-signature, but now it has been matched by an enterprise level. So we actually have a very broad offering of additional features, and we don't make a differentiation in different levels. So next to that is also a very high trusted e-signature solution. So as we said, we make sure that we keep up with the standards in the industry, and then we make sure that we are compliant with all the different local regulations. And then, of course, you also have the identification part, knowing your customer that can create and add legal value to the signature and reduce the risk on a legal level. Then for the workflows and the integrations, of course, everyone has their own applications or different methods and different priorities in their workflows. So through the API and the connectors that we offer, we can really set up a beautiful flow that can make sure that you can digitalize your flow from beginning to the end without having to intervene, so it can all run smoothly and automatically. And as a final point, something that Nitro is very strong in offering is the monitoring and the analytics. So for now, Connective has the opportunity to also offer Google Analytics and Hotjar, and we have some key features that we can offer for monitoring. But this is something that is also very beneficial for our existing clients, that we will be able to show a broader scope of monitoring your systems so you can have the best benefits for your business. All right, so when we have a look, I'm gonna quickly add all of them. So as mentioned before, there was a research that took place to make sure that the key global IT business priorities were identified. So these are also strategic business priorities that we believe and that just the industry believes that are important. So it's something that is interesting to also be informed in as a business, that it is good to invest in these strategic elements. So first point is the security, identity, and the privacy. So you need to make sure that you align with the industry standards. Of course, everyone pays more attention to which policies are in place to protect their identity. I think everyone present in this meeting also is very aware of this matter. And you just want to apply data protection by design without having to compromise on your user experience. You don't want to make it a hassle, and you just want to feel confident, and you don't want to need to worry about it, especially taking into account the different fees that are translated in mistakes in your business flow. Then the digital capability. So it's generally just an attitude that you want to try to do in today's digital world. You want to make sure that you can digitalize your complete business flow from beginning to end. So therefore, it's very important that you are very well informed. You have an easy problem solving guidance that you can follow in case something goes wrong in this digitalized flow. And you want to keep up with the standards. And you need a solution that can match all of these needs without having to get it from a little bit from everywhere. And then you want to, of course, build a modern workplace. Your workplace needs to be agile, digital, and efficient in order that you can guarantee success in today's modern business landscape. So it doesn't define gathering the necessary culture or talent, but especially with the past 2 years of COVID, you need to make sure that that there's flexibility in the workplace. So your business cannot be defined to operating in one place. You need to make sure that you have the tools and the solutions in order to continue business as usual. So when we look at modernizing your legacy system, I think a lot of large enterprises, or not even large enterprises, everyone still has one or a few systems in place that are often historically a preferred way of working, but it just doesn't match in today's needs as they are very limited in terms of growth. Of course, it's not always an easy way to replace them, but it is definitely a fact that they become obsolete over time. So it's very important to analyze to which extent it is worth maintaining them. And of course, most companies are going to have a look into more agile solutions today, that they are more flexible. And then finally, adopting cloud services. Of course, we still have some clients who prefer the on-premise installations, but there are different benefits from cloud services. So the first one is the cost perspective. It just simply reduces costs, IT costs, because it's easier to maintain and to manage the systems. It's more efficient because you can upscale or downscale. It's a quick response to fit your situation and your growth, and it just frees up your time. And then you also have access to automatic updates. You can just grow together with us as a provider as well. And then it offers flexibility because you want to be able to work from everywhere. I think it's also a benefit as an employee to have a virtual office. So you can easily collaborate, share records, and work from different locations, work together with integration partners, with clients. And as mentioned by Sam before, we also offer hosting in local data centers. So not only in the EU, but we understand that it's also very important to be present in different parts of the world. So that's why we also made sure that we have local data centers in the region that you're working in. So I'm gonna leave the word up to Sam again to give a little bit more of explanation on how we believe that Nitro matches these key priorities.
Thank you so much. Oh, the priorities disappeared. Well, one of the things that we're so excited about, that's okay. I can do it this way. That's fine. But when we think about the importance of identity globally, digitization, and then strategic modernization, Nitro is really building a platform with a set of value propositions that are squarely sitting against these common global IT priorities. So again, integrated document workflow and automation across the business. We did have a question regarding automation. Is that low code? What does that mean? It actually means a variety of things across our product set. So within the PDF applications, it could mean batch processing. Within eSign, there is full API access, as well as support with products like Microsoft Power Automate. There's also the SDK for the eSign, like the API. Oh, sorry, SDK for the PDF product, like the API. So there's a lot of ways that either through code, low code, or no code that you can perform various automation tasks. Secondly, identity is just such a big part of document workflows now globally with the remote way of working, and in a sense, increases in fraud globally. Identity verification is just becoming incredibly critical. There is a question over how does that work? I'll let Emmanuel talk more about that in the Q&A section, but there are various light forms of identity verification through one-time passwords, through email or SMS, and then more formal identity verification in terms of accessing EID providers that are either government or private related, and so our systems connect seamlessly to those for identity verification purposes, as well as offering services to allow you to verify the authenticity of signed documents or to digitally seal documents as they leave your organization, like invoices and receipts. All of those types of identity and certification verification products are available through our product suite. And then lastly, insight-driven solutions. This is a reference to analytics and the visibility of documents moving through your organization. So again, all of these value propositions map so nicely to what are the common IT business goals for 2022. So we can go to the next slide.
Wait, okay.
All right, and again, this really plays into our mission. So Nitro really wants to empower everyone to work smarter with the most prevalent, critical and prevalent documents in the enterprise. We do focus a lot around PDFs as it relates to final form documents, and then the way that they move through a contract lifecycle. And really the vision of the platform is this product vision is flexible and connected tools that put the power of Nitro across every device and workflow, allowing you to transform your organization with a single solution. So that's really what we're offering, how we're positioning ourselves, and why Connective and Nitro are really so good together. So we're excited to welcome them to our organization. And we now think of them like as a collective, we are Nitro together. And so there are some key differences in the way that we strive to do business with our customers, which we'll see on the next slide. All right. So this is in a few key areas. We really want to be a strategic partner for our customers and offer significant value at ways that make these systems very accessible to cover the broadest swath of your organization possible. We also make deployment and implementation as easy as possible, highly configurable installers that are flexible, multi-language, and also work through virtualized environments. And then just, again, decrease the overall cost of ownership. That's a huge goal for us. Make management easy in the way that we work with SCIM systems. Analytics, again, this is a differentiator for us to be able to really get insights into the way that these systems are working for you. This includes not only existing customers, but for the pilot process, we can use analytics to show the value, and then later in quarterly business reviews, the ROI that you and your organizations are receiving. And then in terms of customer experience, really just an unparalleled way with an industry-leading customer success team that provides support through the entirety of the sales cycle and beyond. And this extends not only to our customer success teams and the way that we provide support, but also our pricing models as well, to be exceedingly flexible, friendly, and accessible without penalties of painful audits or true-ups. So this is the Nitro difference. And so the next slide, oh, we've got a couple of things here. And again, we mentioned it earlier in the presentation, but really striving to be a global organization with the strength of a global organization, but with local expertise in regulatory issues to support and consult, which is really critical to a lot of European e-signature processes. And then I mentioned the accessible pricing model. So this is our goal. This is the spirit and our philosophy around how we work with customers.
All right, thank you so much, Sam. So now we open the floor to you to ask any questions. We have seen that there are already a few people reached out through the chat, so thank you so much. Feel free to keep them coming. And as mentioned before, we will safeguard all the questions so we can answer them also by email afterwards. So you will receive an overview. So the first one, that was partly answered already by Sam, was more information requested on the identity verification, sorry. So how does this exactly work? Well, it's a little bit of a combination of two solutions that we offer. So on one hand, you can, for example, let that identification moment take place before the signature is completed. So through the Identity Hub, so you can read out the information, save all information, that is read out through the identity card, for example. We will also support by summer a video verification, so you can read out the information on different identification cards, for example. And then this information can be sent to your own applications or smart documents, for example. So they can be entered into a data system or into a certain templates. So you have on one hand also less risk, so it is less of a legal risk, that the person who is going to sign the document, who's on the other side of the screen, is actually the person that you require to complete the signature. But on the other hand, we also have different authentication, double authentication methods that are in our solution already. So as Sam mentioned, you have, for example, the email one-time password or the SMS one-time password. It's a requirement in our solution that you have to complete your email address or your phone number before you can initiate the signature flow. So this is one hand, and of course you will also receive the code on your email or your phone, and then you complete the signature. So by adding the identification that takes place before initiating the signing flow, it just ensures the identity of the person who's on the other side of the screen. And then of course you can also add an additional step after the signature has been completed. Just there are some banks that we have in our portfolio, for example, that prefer this way of working. So it's really up to you. There's a lot of flexibility. We can also think together with you on how it can match the current way of working. So that's in a nutshell what we can offer right now. Then there was also a question on the training of the Nitro product. So maybe Sam, you can take this one, because I'm not yet fully aware of all the details where I can find them.
Yeah, there are various training videos available online depending on the size of the account. And if you have a customer success manager, then we provide training as part of that. For this question, there's a couple of support related questions here. We can respond with the location of some trainings and look into any support issues that you might have had. So appreciate those questions, and we can definitely look to follow up. There is various training online through gonitro.com that can be found, but again, we'll look to provide those afterwards. And I see another question related to FedRAMP compliance, and will the Nitro Connective products have that? So we don't have plans this year to support FedRAMP specifically for government initiatives. That is something that is on our roadmap for consideration. We will look at picking up, it's not directly related, but I thought I would mention this just in anticipation if anyone has a similar need. But 21 CFR Part 11 as it relates to health and sciences. We are working this year to be fully compliant and supportively compliant for our customers with that regulation. But we'll look at FedRAMP in the year to come.
All right, so we're right between schedule. So the 30 minutes are unfortunately up. So we thank you so much for your time and participating to this webinar. So again, we will save all your questions that are asked through the chat. We will answer all of them. If you have any urgent matters, feel free to reach out with your customer success manager or through our website, of course. We hope you found this information useful. And yes, we look forward to continuing our collaboration together in a positive way.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you. And thank you for everyone who has attended.
Thank you, everyone.